All right, guys, today we are going to do a little bit of a warm-up. This is Dave, and he is super knowledgeable, and that's why I've asked him to help us with this warm-up. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself and give you a little bit of details on what we're doing today.
Awesome. Hi guys, my name is Dave Leyland. I'm one of the physiotherapists and owners here at Coast Performance Rehab. Today we're going to show you a simple upper body warm-up series you can do with just a TheraBand, which you can buy online or get at any local fitness store. This is just a very easy routine to do before any of your upper body or full body training days to make sure your upper body is ready to go.
It's perfect, and these are exactly the kind of exercises that I'm doing when I'm warming up for upper body, which is why I wanted to get his expertise to show you how it's done and to actually also correct my form when necessary so you can see the actual proper way to do things.
To start here guys, what we're going to do is we're going to do a band A, okay? So Nikki's going to back up a little bit here. So this exercise is working the lower traps and it's also working the lats. So the two biggest mistakes we see, the first mistake is people do what we call a rib flare. So we want to make sure Nikki's here with her ribs down, core is nice and tight and engaged. So that's the first mistake people make. The next mistake, people might overshoot that, and now what they'll do is when they go into the band A, their shoulder kind of dumps forward like this. So we want to make sure the ribs are down and tight, but we're still getting a nice open chest and pulling those shoulders open as much as we can without those ribs flaring up. And you really want to focus on squeezing back, squeezing the shoulder blades down here, and also engaging through the lats. Good. So now we're going to work more of the middle traps. So we're going to go into a banded T. So we're going to go thumbs back. Again, we have to be conscious of our rib flare, so we got to have a nice tight core. I find going into a split stance helps with this, versus going feet together. So Nikki's in a nice split stance here. She's going to control her rib flare and really focus on engaging back, nice and slow, coming back forward. Good. Getting a nice engagement right back here. Perfect. Now we're going to go into a band W. I like band W's because we can really focus on getting that nice retraction of the shoulder blades, really can engage lower fiber traps and middle fiber traps at the same time. It's really the exact same as the T, but we're bending our elbows so they're kind of just below 90 degrees, and we're really focusing on just squeezing and getting as much engagement as we can with nice rib flare control as we did in the first two exercises. Excellent. The first three exercises we did were working on scapular stability and strength. This one's going to start focusing on rotator cuff activation and stability, okay? So what we're going to get Nikki to do is we're going to get her to do a banded external rotation at 90 degrees. The key with this is we want to imagine a pivot point around the elbow. So we don't want that elbow dropping or lifting up as she's doing this exercise. You want to imagine that this is a rod right through her humerus bone right here, and that's just spinning in place. And she's really focusing on engaging the back of the shoulder, squeezing back here, and then she can switch sides. Another key with this is you want to go at a nice controlled pace. It should not be like this. You want to focus on maybe 2 or 3 seconds back, 2 or 3 seconds down.
I think a really good reason to do these as well is because when you do them one-sided, you can really feel and see your imbalances as well.
Yes. The next one we're going to do, it's kind of combining some scapular stability with rotator cuff stability. It's going to be a W into press into a Y position. So she's going to do the W that she did to start. So she's going to go into this position here, okay? And now she's just going to work on pressing up, controlling the motion through her shoulder blades, and back down. This can be a tricky exercise, especially for people that are very stiff in the upper back. So we want to make sure we have good upper back mobility before doing this, and we're not flaring our ribs and arching our lower back excessively to complete the motion. She's got nice scapular control here, so that's great. So this last exercise we're doing here is serratus scoops. So the first sets of all these exercises are really focusing on the retraction phase of the shoulder blades, but it's also important that we have good forward motion of the shoulder blades too, which we call protraction and upward rotation. So with the serratus scoops, what we're trying to do is activate the serratus muscle, which is deep here in the armpit, okay? With these, we have to work on our rib flare control as we did with all the other exercises, so she's keeping that tight and she's not overarching back to complete the motion. She's also not just lifting her arms super relaxed, she's really focusing on pushing those shoulder blades forward towards the mirror and leading the motion with her elbows and not just worrying about completing the motion with her arms. So this is a really good drill to help activate those shoulder blades and get a nice strong, stable shoulder blade position with the previous exercises and this one as well too.